What do you think should happen to a failing series of novels from the 70s, later adapted to a more popular comic book series only really known in mainland Europe? Why, make a video game out of it, of course! Largo Winch didn't stop there. It also spawned a TV series that lasted 2 seasons, and more recently got 2 film releases. Largo Winch was an orphan adopted by billionaire Nerio Winch, who barely had anything to do with him. But to Largo's surprise, upon Nerio's death, he leaves Largo his wealth and his company, Group W. Because of this, Largo and Group W become targeted by corporate and global political corruption, blah blah blah. But you're not here to hear about the ins and outs of a man's vocational issues. You're here to see how well this unremarkable franchise translates to a video game. How could this possibly go wrong? It has stealth, it has combat, it has a microwave. This couldn't possibly suck, right? Right? Largo Winch punctuation. Commando SAR. What's a SAR? I'm only at the title, I'm already having issues. We open with W9 News' really choppy frame-ratey coverage of a break into the W chemical factory in Venezuela by the South American Redemption. Oh, that's what SAR stands for. Okay, you put unnecessary punctuation here, but none here. Good job, Rebellion. Anyway, oh Jesus, Easy Bake Oven Christ, what the hell is that? Is that why the frame rate is so poor? The FMV cutscenes were made using stop-animated clay figures who barely move their mouths and talk through their teeth. Let's see how that would really sound.
The second scene before you is under the appalling situation that had developed in the version of the W factory in Venezuela. The second edition has been taken over the building, with its superintendent officer. I can see now that the third of the W group, Largo Winch, has been associated alongside her area intended who was sent to India. Largo Winch still lives here. Another shocking development, it appears Largo Winch and Tanya are being held hostage.
Before the game starts, you have the option to play through a training run, teaching you the basics of movement, combat, item use and stealth. This, however, does not include training for what little weapons you find. It teaches you platform jumping and climbing, interacting with objects, which is the same as the punch button, so Largo will spend some time punching the scenery. Largo's movements are very stiff, turning around takes 3 hours, and you know you fucked up the character rotation when you're utilising the quick 180-degree button to turn instead of a quick escape. As this is primarily a stealth game, Largo must do a lot of sneaking in the typical video game semi-just shat-me-pants squat, so get used to holding R1. It utilises a couple of stealth mechanics I personally like in a stealth game, that of being able to hide in the shadows and be mindful of what type of surface you're walking on, a la Thief. But in practice this doesn't seem to matter. There are really only 2 levels of stealth. Stealth and not stealth, regardless of the use of shadows and surface that are very rarely used anyway. One thing that was actually given some thought is the melee combat. Kicking, punching, effective blocking, and Largo will automatically face the nearest enemy, and whilst in the blocking stance you can even make Largo float like a butterfly. That's a microwave, Largo, it's not a threat. The back of the box boasts complete challenging missions using stealth and high-tech gadgets. There is exactly one high-tech gadget, the brainwave monitor, which is your enemy radar. In this day and age, I don't think a radio and toolkit count as high-tech gadgets. Check out the all-new amazing state-of-the-art cutting-edge toolbox! You can store tools in it!
Holy shit!
You can even carry it around with a patented handle!
Crap on a stick!
Plus it easily opens and closes because it even has hinges and shit!
I'm gonna piss myself!
Available at all good DIY stores. Don't actually pay this price, it's only a toolbox. What the hell's wrong with you? Speaking of the brainwave monitor, this cannot be equipped alongside a weapon, so if you're wanting to take out an enemy, doing this becomes a clunky inventory exchange at the critical moment. Although I would recommend avoiding confrontation as much as possible, for combat can be rather hit and miss, and the stealth only seems to work most of the time. Sometimes the enemy will notice you regardless of how well concealed you are. This game is divided into 7 stages. 7 short stages. Finding out who's behind the SAR and why they infiltrated the chemical factory. That's as deep as the story gets. Don't go into this expecting a complex business thriller. And when I say short, I mean short. For example, one stage requires you to defuse a bomb. That's it, one objective, find bomb and defuse, stage complete. But I guess Rebellion tried to offset that with the next stage requiring Largo to obtain secret documents. This stage is padded out exactly how you don't pad out a game. Here's how it goes. The stage area is divided into 3 floors. You infiltrate the building on the upper floor. You are told the documents are located on the lower floor. You find out the documents are in a safe and that the combination will be in a desk on the middle floor. You obtain the combination and return to the lower floor. You then need to make copies of the documents by using a photocopier, located on the middle floor. After copying, you need to return the original to the safe on the lower floor. Then you finish by leaving the way you came in, on the upper floor. The rest of the stages are no different. Go to place, find things, / rescue person / do thing, leave. Probably the best and most varied stage is the oil rig stage. It's the longest and they up the ante by actually giving you more than one objective. Whoa, slow down there, Rebellion. But still short nonetheless. Actually, let's try something. This game has a cheat which allows you to become invisible and invulnerable. So if we leave out enemy encounters, skipping dialogue and cutscenes etc. and only focus on actually physically finishing the stages, let's see, through the magic of time-lapse, how quickly the game can be completed. "26 minutes, 35 seconds. Since there is no variation in the location and patrol patterns of the guards, once you've learned this, then this still could be beaten in around an hour. The espionage spy genre has always been a good avenue for video games with many excellent examples over the years. Largo Winch Commando SAR is also an excellent example of how not to do it. The best word to describe this game is lackluster. The elements of a good game are here, just poorly implemented with short, lazy level design, ineffective mechanics and an uninspired plot. But this is a film TV tie-in game, so that's to be expected. There is a second game, Empire Under Threat, developed by Ubisoft on PS2. I'll get to that eventually, and I really hope it's an improvement over this arse.